What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for TheLines.com, joined by my friends Steven Andrus and Adam Candy. You can find them on the Twitter machine at Steven Andrus1, at Adam Candy, 2 E's, no Y. You want to follow me at Matt Brown M2. Let's talk some Thursday night football. And guys, this has gotten really wacky now at this point. It is Cowboys 13.5 point favorites over the Titans, a total of 40. There's a couple of 40.5s out there. Rest of country, the news comes through. Fortunately, we waited to record this till a little bit later in the morning because news comes through that the Titans are going to bench Malik Willis and go with Josh Dobbs, who they signed off practice squad 8 days ago. So he has a full 8 days of knowledge of this offense, along with 10 other starters that aren't going to be playing for the Titans. Adam, I take a look at this one and guys, we don't want to waste your time if we're not going to sit here and just talk if there's nothing to really talk about here. I mean, listen, there are a few places out there, that do these like 3-team 10-point teasers or something. And there are a few different games this week in which it would shock me if some of these teams didn't just at least win. So maybe that could be an option if you want to play a side here. And then maybe if you just think that Tennessee is going to do absolutely nothing in this game, maybe there's an underlook. But man, it's tough for me now that, I mean, it's going to be the B team out there for the Titans. And now it's going to be a quarterback that literally has 8 days of playbook.
I love that you say it's a good thing that we waited, as though there is a marked difference between Malik Willis and Josh Dobbs at the helm of this offense, with Derrick Henry doubtful to play and basically the entire defensive line out for Tennessee as well. Here's the one thing that I'll say, and if you're thinking about this game, if you have the idea that at some point Dallas just lets off the gas, not particularly likely just based on the way they've played all year. They are 6th in pace when they are leading by 7 or more points. They continue to push the gas throughout the season. If I'm looking at this game in any particular way, I'm probably looking at CeeDee Lamb over receptions. I know it's a chalky way of doing this thing, but with Tony Pollard out, there are just way more target share pieces to go around here, and CeeDee Lamb is the most likely recipient of those. So it's over 5.5 in some places, 6.5 in others. I don't have any problem with either one of those. Yeah,
Malik Davis likely to get some carries here in this one. He would be the number 2 for the Cowboys. If that is anybody, maybe at some point today they put up some props for Malik Davis. If you think that that's going on, Steven, you and I were kind of talking about this before we got recording. I mean, I played a small Dak under passing yards because, again, I think this is a pretty routine win in which you get to the fourth quarter and you just hand the ball off a million times and run the clock out and try not to get anybody hurt. Because, I mean, in theory, the way that this could play out is the Cowboys could have a very, very, very important game next week where they might be playing for the division. I mean, that it's not out of the realm of possibility that could be the case. And so for me, it's kind of like a prop type thing. And like I said, I mean, if you find these books that have the 3-team 10-point teasers, I mean, the Cowboys are going to win this thing by 4 points. I mean, that is going to happen. The Titans have basically waved the white flag in this thing.
This is a preseason game in week 17. Like, I don't know how much else I can add here to what you guys have already talked about in this. I don't know. I was surprised that Josh Dobbs is starting in this game, but because Malik Willis has looked so bad that I feel like he actually needs the reps before they have a make or break game in week 18 here. But in terms of betting angles here, like even the Malik Davis anytime touchdown angle you're not getting a good price. You're getting plus 240 on a guy who's barely touched the ball. And if there's one thing the Titans have been good at this year, it's been stopping the run. So, I mean, if anything, I would be looking at some tertiary options in the passing game for the Cowboys, guys like Noah Brown and some of these other backups that might be in late in the game that maybe the yardage totals haven't adjusted to yet. So a guy like Noah Brown for the Dallas Cowboys has a receiving yards prop of 19.5. So guys like that might get some run here. But some of these starters, I just don't know how long they're going to be playing in this game for the Cowboys. So I just have no interest in any overs on those guys unless it's one of these backups that you're getting a really low number on.
Yeah, I think the only other thing, maybe just to get some additional reps, and guys, this is all speculation. We don't know what the hell is really going to go on in this game. But with T.Y. Hilton having very limited reps, like I do think that maybe there's a case, at least early on, they just kind of feed him the ball a little bit just to kind of get him back into the groove a tiny bit. Receptions prop is not posted right now. Sometimes the stuff gets added throughout the course of the day. So just something maybe if you want to look at there, that's at least a different angle maybe to go about looking at this thing. But really and truly, it's gotten into the point of this is, and if you don't know why this is happening, the Titans have nothing to gain by winning or losing this game. It's all comes down to week 18 in that game versus the Jags, which is why this is all going down for them. Adam, I guess my last deal here for you. So Dobbs, if we're looking, like passing touchdowns, any kind of anything like that, I mean, do you expect with this shell team, could there be any garbage time here? Because I imagine when they post these Dobbs props at some point, they're going to be just ridiculously low. So are we thinking at all that there's garbage time success here for this team? Or do you think that Mike Vrabel's pretty much made the decision, hey, look, I understand this is a 1-game season. Next week, we're not going to try to do anything stupid here.
All right. If you want to get real galaxy brain with this, you can talk about the fact that the Dallas Cowboys play the most man coverage in all of the NFL. So that being the case, could you see a coverage bust at some point that, leads to a touchdown in a situation that otherwise wouldn't lead to a touchdown for Tennessee? Mm-hmm. Yeah, potentially. And Josh Dobbs really does bring at least slightly up the possibility of that happening, because it's difficult to describe how bad Malik Willis was throwing the football for the Tennessee Titans thus far this year. So, yeah, I think if you're thinking it through, you're thinking that maybe it's a catch to a running back that goes for something longer in terms of yards after catch. Maybe it's a coverage bust against man. But again, you're going to have to show me a pretty good price on that for it to be worth my time.
Guys, again, we're not going to sit here and try and feed you a play that we're not going to play ourselves, right? I mean, if it's something that we would never put in our account. Yeah, Steven, what you looking at?
Yeah, just one last thing I wanted to say here is that if you are interested in anything in this game, we say this all the time, but this game in particular very much is about shopping around for the right price, because there's a bunch of prices going around here that are all over the place. To use your T.Y. Hilton example, Matt, his anytime touchdown odds at DraftKings are plus 340, but if you go to Bet Rivers, you're getting plus 600. So with the quirkiness and the weirdness of this game, go to the prop finder tool under TheLines.com under the odds tab and just make sure that you're getting the best price, because nobody knows what the hell is going to happen in this game. So you're going to get an off-market price on some of these guys.
Yeah. So guys, again, just look at it this way. And I'll kind of close this out with this. I know you want to bet Island games. We all like to bet Island games. It's the only game on television. You want to have some action or something like that. Play a prop for a tenth of a stake or quarter of a stake, something like that. And if you want to get wacky with a game like this, by all means, you want to do some sort of silly same game parlay or whatever, something like that. But don't think that there's some sort of clear edge in this game, because again, the range of outcomes in this game might be as wide as any game we've had all year long. I mean, the Titans could get shut out, or they could get 14 garbage time points because the Cowboys have put their third string team in out. So, I mean, the range of outcomes is so incredibly wide here. So just have some fun with this game. Don't do anything wacky, and be sure and watch our full pod where we go through each and every one of the games for the entire week, where we have some analysis on those. For Adam, for Steven, I'm Matt. Good luck on Thursday Night Football.